Welcome to the WoW Tea Party, the first WoW podcast that we're doing. I'm going to be the host, Azmo, and I'm with my co-host, Pro.
Hi!
Okay, and I've come up with a tagline for the show?
Yeah, tagline.
So here's mine, right?
Okay.
The WoW Tea Party, it's as good as a bag of drugs.
Right.
Yeah?
Okay.
Have you got anything else, or was that yours?
No.
Well, I got one more, right?
Okay.
The WoW Tea Party, the only place to be when there's nothing else to do.
I like that one.
Yeah?
I think that one's probably my favourite.
Good. Okay, well, let's talk about the show and not ever mention those again.
Yeah, terrible.
Okay, so is it where we talk about the show? This is the first show, so it's
let's introduce ourselves first.
Yes, so I'm Azmo. Just talk about like my character and then say a bit about myself as well. So I've been playing since the start of WoW, a few months in. It wasn't like a big thing back then, but I'd played, what was it called, EverQuest before then, and people were like recommending this, World of Warcraft. I think it was like 2006, so I would have been like nearly finishing high school. So I started, me and my brother both bought it, and we played until it got to about level 20, and then we stopped because we thought it was like we just didn't get into it, like because we didn't know what to do. And then I think I came back to it a bit later, and that's when I started my mage that I still play. And then I think I got him up to 40, and it was a massive grind back then. You just like, a lot of the time you just kill monsters until you leveled up, because the quests were just in random places. But then eventually my parents went away on holiday one time, and I started playing again because I had nothing else to do. And then I just grinded to 60, and then I started. Did I ever tell you I raided back then?
No.
Yeah, I joined this guild called High Voltage.
That's a cool name. I like that.
Yeah, and I made my brother join as well. And
of course.
We were terrible. I was going in. I was turning up to raids in all PvP gear because I didn't know any better, and they had like a head mage in that guild, and then they were just confused at how retarded I actually was at World of Warcraft. I was terrible, and then
so they were all like speaking behind your back, like, "Oh God, here comes a pair of retards."
No, not behind my back, just to my face. Like,
oh really?
What are you doing in PvP gear?
Oh, that's even worse.
And I didn't know about the stats as well. I was just going on looks, so if it looked better, I'd wear it. And I was wearing like warlock stuff and just stats. I think they probably had like agility gear on cloth stuff, and I was wearing like just the complete wrong stuff.
Oh dear.
But I didn't get kicked out because they had like 40-man raids back then, so they needed everyone.
So they took you on, even though you were wearing completely wrong gear.
Yeah, but the end game back then was like really good, but leveling was just horrible. And not many people mention that now. And then people always talk about how they want it to go back to the way it was back then, but it was really bad. Like World of Warcraft, I think people just look back with nostalgia, but they don't remember that it was actually terrible.
Yeah, I think now everybody just gets to 15 and then just dungeons the way up.
Yeah. There's quite a lot of history, but basically I've ended up like getting more and more into the game. I've got like 690s now that have all leveled up, so I can make as many sky golems as I can, get a load of money, and at the moment I don't really have a main. I've played most on my mage, because I've played that one since the start and I keep coming back to that. But I was a tank for a while, Death Knight tank, tried paladin tanking, hated that, and now I'm having to go at the hunter because I want a cool bow and I like how the bows look. And so yeah, that's my WoW stuff. Real life, been to uni, I've worked in a job now for like 5 years, and jobs are pointless, and I'm just looking for a way to get rich so I can play WoW full time.
That's the way to go.
Really? Yeah. Oh yeah, and I'm originally from a place called Chorley, which is I don't tell anyone, say when I'm travelling like abroad, I don't tell anyone I'm from Chorley because they're just like, they don't care because no one knows where Chorley is. So I just say I'm from Manchester and they're like, oh, you support Manchester United? And then I've just given up saying that I don't support them because it's just easier to just go, yeah, I suppose.
So just pretends to like football.
Yeah, but it's better than saying I'm from Chorley because Chorley's basically, you know, like the ozone layer.
Yeah.
Well, I think of Chorley as like, you know, it's got a hole in the ozone layer.
Yeah.
It's like the equivalent of the hole in the ozone layer, but on our planet. Like everything bad comes from it.
Even yourself?
No, I was like an anomaly.
Oh, right. Right,
yes,
okay.
Yeah.
You're excluded from that.
Yes. So, now it's your turn.
Okay.
Who are you? Who the
I'm
hell are
Proesie.
you?
Hey?
I didn't even invite you to this podcast.
I just turned up.
Yes.
Hi.
It would have been really bad actually if it was just me.
Yeah, just talking to yourself. But no, I'm here.
Okay, go.
Okay. Hi. I'm Proesie. I've been playing for about 4 years, on and off.
4 years?
Yes, coming up to 4 years now.
God.
Yeah, time flies. I'm a casual player. My main is a resto druid, Proesie. I love her completely.
And where does that name come from?
Well, I'm sure you can guess.
No.
The original name I wanted was taken, so we had to slightly alter it.
Was it my suggestion?
It was your suggestion. Do you remember what that was?
Yeah, I think it was. I thought it would be funny because it sounded a bit like prostitute.
Yeah, but that was already taken.
And now it's just embarrassing when we like join guilds.
Like,
we have to explain
Proesie.
it. Yeah.
But yeah, it's been nearly 4 years now. She's my main, and she was my first ever character, and I keep going back to her because I just love the way she plays. She's got really pretty spells.
You haven't even said she's a druid.
I love her. I said she was a resto druid.
Oh yeah.
I've got 5 characters altogether. I've got Proesie, my resto druid. I've got a holy priest called Nugget. I've got a monk, I've got a shaman, and I've just started a mage, which is level 22.
What happened to those characters? I'm sure we had a phase of calling characters after McDonald's things.
We did.
Because I like McDonald's so much.
There was
Nuggets
McFlurry.
one, isn't
yeah,
there?
Nugget was mine. There's McFlurry. There's Cheeseburger.
Didn't we? Wasn't one of them just extra large fries?
Yes,
like
I
that?
think so. Is
I
that
don't know
not
where
one of your
that character's
characters?
gone now.
Is that not one of yours?
Probably. We must have gone on another server or something.
This is not shedding a very good light on us.
Yeah.
You're from Chorley and you love McDonald's that much.
Yeah. No, everyone loves McDonald's. Right, so we've gone for 10 minutes just rambling about rubbish.
I haven't even finished talking about myself yet.
I know, but everyone's bored.
No, you talking?
No, go on,
you talked about yourself so long. Right, so I've got 5 characters. Currently leveling a mage. I like collecting pets, and I really like transmog sets. And I got into WoW because of Azmo. It's all his fault. And personally, I'm 23. Originally from Southport, but now live in Manchester.
Southport's not going to mean anything to anyone.
Well, Southport is just a little seaside town in England.
And what's it full of?
Chavs.
Yeah.
Southport is really nice.
But not just travs.
Seagulls?
No, inbred chavs.
No, the village. No, the villages.
Because what we should
are.
explain to the listeners is that Southport is a long way from anywhere else, and so they've had to, let's say, depend on each other.
Not to mention that Southport is actually quite a big town.
Sorry, we can say what we want about Southport because no one from there is going to be listening. So
yeah, Southport's really nice. It's got a nice pier and stuff, but the beach is pretty disgusting.
Yeah.
But that's where I came from, just a little farm village outside of Southport. But now I live in Manchester.
People can look it up on Google.
Yeah,
and it'll be very interesting. For
them. Look it up and don't be deceived by how good the beach looks because it's really not that good. Go to Southport. But no, now I live in Manchester. I went to university to study art, and now I'm an accountant, which is cool. And I'm on a diet, and I hate it.
very interesting facts.
And that's
there.
me.
Right, introduction to the show. Okay, so what this show is going to be about, it is
a show about World of Warcraft.
And we wanted to make a show that was just for anyone who absolutely loves WoW and WoW content and can't get enough of it, and we want to give them like something fun to do whilst they're playing, or if they need to get their fix whilst they're on their way to work and things like that. The thing we want to do a bit differently is we just want to make it a bit more light than some of them, because some of them go quite heavy into the issues and stuff like that. So we're going to have more like fun features. I'm going to try and make it so my voice isn't just at one low level all the time like I can hear it is now, but that'll evolve over the coming weeks. I'm not always going to sound this boring, or maybe I will. Keep coming back, you'll find out.
But the other podcasts are really good.
They're great, but
No, they are.
But ours is better.
Yeah.
No.
We'll see. This is the first one.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that ours would be better. I just want to do it
different
in a different way, so we have it's a bit lighter, because the heavy ones are good because you get to go in depth with topics, and people want to hear about that kind of stuff, like different opinions on that. We just want to play games and talk about whatever we want to talk about, as long as it's related to WoW. And some stuff that is not like, we got a track of the week feature.
Hell yeah.
So Pro, you can say some stuff about that.
So the track of the week, we like to play and listen to music while we're playing.
I think most people do, don't they?
Yeah, so you want a really cool playlist to be listening to whilst you're just going around, you're doing dungeons, raids, or just leveling up. So we thought that we'd give you a track of the week so that you could put that onto your playlist, so we could share our music with you and just let you know about the band and when we were listening to it and why we liked it.
Add a new track each week.
Exactly, so then you can go check them out and add it to your own playlists.
Yes, so that's one of the features, and the rest of them, we're not going to talk about them, we're just going to do them, take you by surprise, and then just the fun will hit you like a mad thing.
Like a mad thing.
Yes. It's so mad
right in
crazy.
The face. So mad.
So, and also we're going to try and help players. We've already got like a series of guides out there. They come out way too slow because work and stuff gets in the way, but we do try, and the main thing I've got going on there is just like 1 minute guides, because I was sick of seeing these guides that were like 8 minutes long just before like trying to get into a raid instance. You just want to see one quickly and then know what you're doing and get in there. So I just made those. Pro, you've got a transmog guide up. But
I've
you
got
don't really
one.
like it, do you?
No.
No.
May redo that.
But yeah, we'll talk about the stuff that comes up on there, and just try and have fun with it on the podcast. So that brings us into our next feature, which is so different from the news. It's actually we're not calling it the news, because so many people are doing these news, what are they called?
Segments.
News features.
Yeah.
It's called Have You Heard About That Thing?
Have you heard about that thing?
I might just edit that out, what you just did there.
Oh, okay.
So the main things we need to talk about. You go first.
No, I think you should go first.
Okay.
You're the host of the show.
Right. So the main thing, it's all really exciting usually when the devs start doing an interview. They started doing these interviews last year about the patches that were coming out and things to promote them and stuff. Recently, I can't find out why, because it does seem a bit random, but they've done an interview in the Europe office with a few people that were invited, and then the Ready Check podcast has put the transcript and the actual interview online, so you can hear it. But I don't know if it's even worth it, because they didn't say anything new about Warlords of Draenor. They just sort of went over a lot of the old things. They covered a lot of PvP stuff. I don't really do PvP, so I didn't even read that really. But the main things that actually were quite good. They said a lot of things like, "Oh, we might do this. We think we could do this in the future." One of the things that they said they might do once Warlords of Draenor is out is mythic dungeon difficulty. So after you've done your normal and your heroic difficulties, they might put in this level higher, a mythic one, to suit that need that a lot of people have. Like a lot of people say that they used to like the Burning Crusade difficulty dungeon in the max level dungeons, and so they're wanting to put that in for players. So what do you think about that?
To be honest, I think with Proesie, it was getting a bit easy.
Yeah.
I don't really want to say that, but yeah, I could sort of watch a film or watch a program whilst healing, and I just don't know if my groups were just amazing and just didn't get hit or anything, but I sort of like it, you know, when you have to quickly put your tranquility on because people are dying and things like that, because it just makes it a bit more dynamic. Oh, there's that word.
Stop saying dynamic. That's not even
Buzzword.
Appropriate in that setting. It doesn't work.
But it just makes it more interesting, I think, when it's harder, because everybody really pulls together then as well, even if people can get stressed and whatever. But yeah, it's less boring, because when it's, I'm not saying it is easy, but I personally found it easier on a few of the dungeons, and you just switched off, I think. You're just on autopilot, and I think that if it was a bit harder, then it'd be a lot more interesting.
Yeah. The problem with it was, though, that it was in Cataclysm, they upped the difficulty of the heroic dungeons. Do you remember what you were like then?
Probably really stressed out.
Yeah. Yeah, you were pretty... we had some arguments.
Yeah, we probably did. But at the same time, that means I'm enjoying myself, obviously.
Oh, yeah. And that's also because we never used to look up any tactics.
No, we were really bad for that. We're a lot better for it now, I think.
And, actually, there's a difference between making a hard dungeon or just making dungeons that people don't have enough gear for. Because I think the problem with those heroics was that there wasn't enough gear before you actually did those heroics for you to go into them and like...
and feel challenged but comfortable sort of at the same time.
Yeah, it wasn't the mechanics that were getting you. It was just that things were hitting so hard.
Yeah.
And you couldn't get any more because you had to gear up through your normal modes, and there was some reputation gear. But then you'd go into those and still be getting hit like a truck.
Yeah.
And there were only certain classes that could do, like some of the tanks were better than others and stuff. And it just wasn't good. So it depends if they do it like so it's the mechanics that are harder, that's fine. But if they're just going to make up the damage of everything, I don't think that's going to work. So
yeah, because that's not fun. I mean, upping the damage, that's just not fun for anybody. I mean, I think the beauty of dungeons and raids and things is the tactics, and that you've got different scenarios and stuff. So I think if they did it that way, then people work together then as well. And it will be less stressful than just somebody hitting you and you're dead. That's it.
The other thing though that annoys me about these mythic dungeons is, I mean, they're not even out and they annoy me. But I mean, like, other thing that I'm sort of worried about is they don't usually put in a group finder for these types of things, because they say that you need to like go with friends and you need to coordinate and things.
But Azmo, we don't have any friends.
That's the thing. Yeah, we're sort of cut out of this content because we're not in an organised guild and stuff. But at the same time, if they do make it a group finder type activity, then people see that content as like mandatory before they go into the raids. So everyone does it, and then everyone complains that it's too hard because they can't coordinate. But yeah, I think it'd be good as long as they do it in the right way. I don't want to be cut out of it, but they've got this new group finder tool. Have you heard about that?
No, I haven't. No.
So instead of like you've got your like raid finder and your dungeon finder, and then they're adding this new feature so you can group up with people to do whatever content you want, cross server.
That's good.
So you just write on there. So maybe you could do these mythic dungeons through that, and then that solves the problem of not being able to find anyone.
No, that's a really good idea. Because instead of having to go and chat and wandering around trying to find people, you can do it that way.
But at the end of the day, I don't think they'll even do this because they keep saying, "Oh, we might do this, might do that," but they've already got like loads to do. Once they come out, they'll come out with one raid, and then they've got to develop the next raid and things. So all these side things, I think they're just saying them so the fans can be a bit more satisfied.
Well, I hope they do because aren't they ahead of schedule at the moment?
I don't know. You'd never know because there's reports that they're behind schedule and then ahead of schedule. So.
Like on a daily update.
Anyway, this is supposed to be one tiny bit of the news. Gone way over. Next. Right, so another thing they said in that interview is that they're redoing the quest system. Did you read this?
I did.
Go on. What are they doing?
Aren't they making it more of a clear path so you know exactly what you're doing in each area?
Get you on the ball.
I know. Because to be honest, I'm now leveling my mage, and I know I've leveled characters before, and I've gone back to Azeroth to start leveling her. But even then, there's no clear quest zones. It doesn't go from one to another. There's different ones that you can go to. I mean, I went to a different quest zone that I've never seen before and still managed to level her up.
Yeah.
You know, the same amount that I would in any of the other zones. And I think it'd just be good if you had a clear route to be able to level up. Just makes it easier. And plus it'll be better as well because you'll be able to see other people doing exactly the same, you know, being at the same level as you, and you might be able to help each other out.
Yeah.
And party with them and help each other with quests.
I think the main thing it's going to do is actually make me read the quest text as well, because one of the main things they're doing is they're showing which are the main parts of the story. So when you get a quest, it'll say whether it's relevant to the important story or it's a side quest, to help you level up.
Oh, that's really good. I like that.
So it'll guide you through the story, because I stopped reading the story when I found out that they were just giving you excuses to kill another 10, pigs or whatever.
For no.
They're just like, oh yeah, they've ransacked the barn and all the pigs have got a disease and they're going to turn into undead pigs. So you got to kill 10, and then you're in the next zone. Oh, the pigs are a problem again.
Yeah.
For some other random reason. I don't like, and that's the same in that Star Wars: The Old Republic. Even though they voiced every single quest, even though some of them were just completely irrelevant, and so I ended up just spacebarring through them all. I
did like the voice in Star Wars. I did like that because it just makes it a bit more chilled out, doesn't it? It's I don't know. It's just less work for you to do because you're already going to have to do loads of work questing anyway.
They commented on this. I think it was Ghostcrawler before he left. Said, well, a lot of the times the devs try and sort of put off people's criticisms by saying, no, a lot of players would actually prefer it if they had quest text. I don't think any player prefer. Well, there'd be a minority of players that'd say they prefer quest text, but then this dev said, oh yeah, some people prefer quest text because then you can read through it faster than if you could hear someone say it.
Do you reckon? Because I think that you could be walking away and you could hear them going through it all. And I don't know if I believe that. They can't say that the majority of people do prefer that because where's the proof?
It's just a question of cost, I think.
It did cost Star Wars
for them to get
millions, didn't it?
And time as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what was the original. Oh, the story originally was the story quest. Good thing in the end.
Yes, I
that
like.
They had that. Next, they mentioned the guild finder.
They did.
And he admitted that it is something that they'd like to improve. Because at the moment, have you even seen they haven't got a guild finder. Have you ever used that?
I haven't, to be honest. When I'm leveling a new character, loads of guilds just try and add me.
Yeah.
Because I'm obviously that hot.
Yes.
So, I've never really had that problem. But
Yeah,
to be honest, because I'm not really looking for a guild. I've got no experience of it, to be honest.
All it is when you haven't got a guild, you can pick some options for what you're looking for, and then it puts you in a list. But no one ever uses these because guilds are so desperate for players that they're
recruit anyone.
Recruiting, yeah, they go to the starting zone as soon as a new person comes out. They, add them.
Like me.
Because every quest you do, I think the gold gets contributed to their bank or something. So
yeah,
they get money for it and stuff. So, but yeah, I think in EVE Online they've got a good guild finder system. It lists all the guilds, and then it's got WoW's got it as well. You can come. There's like a list of what they're about and stuff, but it doesn't really go in WoW. It doesn't really go in detail. And when you send, I've tried to send requests to these guilds saying I wanted to join them and stuff, and nothing ever happened. I think they don't really look at it anymore. Next story. This wasn't in the developer interview. This was a separate thing.
I can hear you unzipping your jacket.
That's not my jacket. It actually is my jacket.
Oh dear.
So, Developer Appreciation Day.
Yes, it was all over Twitter. Is it an actual thing?
That.
Is it an actual thing, or is it just...
I think maybe one of them just said it was Dev Appreciation Day, and then...
Was that a developer?
Probably. But yeah, everyone was like saying well done on Twitter and stuff. And the thing is, been thinking about this recently, because the developers, they do work like really hard. Discovered recently, like in England, your mandatory working hours basically set. Most people work 9 till 5:30. Some people 9 till 5, and if you work above that, that's a lot.
Yeah.
But then I was listening to I think it was Convert to Raid podcast, and I know Coltrane, he's not a developer, but I'm just saying, like, people in general in America work
longer hours.
Yeah, he said he worked like 9 till 8 during the week, and then sometimes that's not him working late as well. And I read some stuff online about the Blizzard developers. They roughly work those hours as well,
which is crazy. I mean, that would be like an hour and a half overtime. No, 2.5 hours overtime for us.
Yeah.
Which is just crazy.
And have you heard what crunch time is?
I've heard of crunch time, but I don't know what it is.
It's near when a game is nearly coming out.
Yes.
They all just accept that they have to work like way harder, to hit the deadline. So I heard a report when WoW originally came out, they were just there all the time, and some of them, falling asleep on keyboards and stuff like that. So alongside getting to do what they love for a living, they have to just work crazy hard, and I'm sure for some people it spoils, what their passion for the game.
Yeah. Which
is a shame, but yeah, I think that's why it's a good idea to have Dev Appreciation Day.
I think it was lovely. I mean, I was just reading some of the tweets, like, just from the community and podcasters, and it was just really nice. And just looking at some of the devs' tweets as well, and it seems that they had a really nice day, just reading through all their tweets. And I think it was lovely, because they do need it, because I think they get a lot of negative stick, people always complaining about this, that and the other, but I think a lot of people concentrate on the negative rather than the positive. Yeah. I mean, it's a brilliant game, and there's so much, that's great about it. And I think that we need to concentrate on that a bit more than complaining all the time.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think the complaints come sometimes from people who, they want the content to be out faster, but that, I think, it's not a problem with the developers. It's either just time constraints can't allow that, or it's because they need to invest more money in it. So, but we can't tell unless we're actually in the company. So, in general, I think the take-home message is, let's just be nice to the devs because they work really hard.
Yeah, thanks, devs.
Yeah. So next, that feature was, have you heard about that thing? And there were quite a few things that we discussed way too much.
Yeah, we were actually supposed to discuss another thing, but
that was human female models. What do you think? In 2 words.
Love them.
Love them. Good. Next.
Can I not go into more detail, please?
Okay, but it's the last news item, and then we're moving on to our next feature. So, go.
Okay.
What do you think?
So, before I was saying I'm on a diet, and I hate it.
Yes.
Well, you know that sometimes when people are on a diet, they put an image on their fridge or inside of their fridge, so that when they go to get something out of the fridge, they look at the image that they want to look like, and then they think twice about what they're going to eat. Well,
Yes.
that's how I feel about these character models. I think I might put them in my fridge.
What, you want to look like that?
Yes. Well, no, because I really like it because they're not, they're not super skinny with big breasts. They're really good because they're lean. They're quite muscular. I think they've stuck to the old character models quite well as well because they haven't slimmed them down too much. I don't think they've slimmed them down at all, really.
You said breasts.
I did say breasts, which is a technical term, so that's fine. But it's crazy because when you're in game and you're looking at the old character models, it's cool because you've lived with them for years. But now putting them alongside these new ones, they look so outdated, and then you think, oh my god, how hasn't this happened any sooner? But yeah, I love them.
Yeah.
I can't wait for them to come in.
Yeah, they look a lot better. But for me, I play, male Draenei, which couldn't be further from human female, so doesn't bother me.
Yeah, but think about how muscly they're going to look.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what the... That sounds a bit weird. I'm looking forward to see what the male World of Warcraft characters look like.
See what their bodies look like.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Get to stare at that ass all day.
But yeah.
Right.
Amazing.
Other news item was the shop.
No, that's an issue.
Yes, yeah. It's the news, and it's also an issue.
It is.
An issue that is included in our next feature called Oh, that's an interesting topic.
So interesting.
Because it's interesting. So, the shop is an issue of controversy because coming on the PTR, you know the PTR?
I do.
Public Test Room.
Oh, yeah.
That's how clever I am.
Oh.
And not that they added the shop to the mini button bar a bit ago. Now they've added it to in the PTR in the character selection screen.
Yeah.
And whenever stuff like that happens, people hate it because they're already paying for a game, and then they're trying to sell us more when we're already paying for something.
Yep.
So, come up with some sort of thoughts about, because it's a tricky one because the business models of these games are changing all the time. Like everything used to be subscription based, and then everyone was saying, "Oh, everything's moving towards free to play."
Yep.
And WoW stuck by this subscription model, but then they're taking on quite a few features of the free to play model, more and more, having these in-game shops. So obviously, it is not great having these things in the game, just because...
Well, I think there's a question of should they actually be putting another button in there. I mean, they've already got a few other places, for you to go to the shop, and I think everybody knows how they can access the shop. Do they actually need to put in more development time to put another button in there, like a big button?
Yeah.
And I think that's how I feel. Like, should they be investing time in that, or should they be investing time in the actual game? And I'm only thinking that because in the dev interview as well, they were saying that there's no plans for free to play. Like, they haven't even thought of it. But because they're putting a shop in, that to me seems like they should be. Like, because there are loads of online games which are free now, and they have the shop, to make up for that. But WoW's got, subscriptions and a shop. It just seems a bit weird.
I think at the moment there's pros and cons. So we're not really talking about whether the button should be there. We're talking about whether they should be pushing this, just pushing the things that you buy for real money.
Yeah,
should they be pushing them that much?
Yeah.
The arguments for can be that, say, if that money that we spend is actually getting invested in development in the game, then it's worth the cost because you're getting more content. If it's actually going to, say, bonuses, if someone designs a cool thing and then the artist or developer gets a bonus related to how well that sells, then that's being taken out of the game and into that person's personal salary. So it's not productive money, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, because you're having to buy the mount or whatever that person has designed, and they've designed that because they're being paid out of your subscription, so it's like you're paying multiple times. Yeah.
So if we're paying more for these cosmetic items, then that's fine as long as that money is going to be invested back into the game to create new content.
Exactly.
But at the moment we can't know that because you'd only know that if you're inside the company.
Yeah.
But I would be surprised if they didn't have that related to bonuses for the design team. But I don't want to get angry when you don't actually know what's happening there.
Yeah.
But hopefully that's getting invested back into the game. The other pro for it is that it's purely cosmetic items.
Yep.
So one phrase people don't like is pay to win, and nothing so far is pay to win. But the opposite argument to that is that one of the features of Endgame is collecting all the items that you want for your character. Like your special transmog sets and
mounts and pets.
Mounts, all part of Endgame. So you could say that this model that they're using there is taken away from the end game of the game. What could be in the end game is just being transferred into something that you would have to just pay for instead. But then the opposite to that argument is that people can say, well, it's a separate department. It wouldn't have been there unless people were paying for these. It's not something that could have been an end game because it was created specifically for just people to buy them, regardless.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what I mean?
I'm not going to lie, there's some really cool stuff on there, and I have actually bought one or two things off the shop, the store, and I think it's great, and I think that the different mounts and pets that they put on, and some money is donated to charity. I think that's brilliant. I really do. But the only thing that I am not worried about, but that they've put an extra shop button in there. It sort of seems as though they're sort of putting it right in your face. There is a shop here, you should go check it out. Whereas everybody knows where it is, everybody knows how to find it. You don't need to sort of shove it in my face, ram it down my throat sort of thing.
Just like the feeling of it being there is bad.
Yeah, and also on Twitter, there's a lot of tweets about it as well from Blizzard themselves saying check out the store, whereas people know to check out the store. I mean, it's on your loading screen before you go into WoW. You know what's on there, you know how to find it. You don't need to be constantly reminded, I don't think.
I think they should put when they're it's like say if you subscribe to a site or anything, or say with Spotify you'll subscribe to it and it takes away those adverts, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So really it should be the same with WoW. So that's one of the bad things that I think they should probably cut down on. I haven't seen that many tweets about going to see the store. Like you should, like if they put a new mount up and stuff and they show it, that's fine. Just show it once, don't keep advertising it and stuff.
Yeah.
But the only other thing I'd say about it is the developers, whenever someone asks for a feature, say at BlizzCon or something like that, say, are you going to do this for the game? You're going to put that in. Sometimes the devs say, sorry, we don't have the resources. We have to work on this at the moment, so we can't work on that.
Yeah.
But with having these pay to have things, like that's one of those resources that's being taken up that could be put elsewhere. Really, you could argue that's what's happening there. But the other one is the opposite argument to that is no, it's an extra department that's there purely for that.
Yeah.
And it's funded by those purchases. But at the same time, it just feels bad when they're constantly saying no, we can't do that because the resources are constrained. But then but you got that whole team making these buy things. So cut that down. Make like one of the popular things people were requesting were warlocks. They got their own quest line to get green fire. And then all the other classes were saying, well, can't I have my own quest line?
Well, yeah, as soon as one gets one, everyone will want one.
So, and they said no because all the resources are being spent elsewhere. You know, at the end of the day, don't want to be negative about it. They've got a lot of nice looking stuff on there, and it's not too much of a problem, but it could become one.
Yeah, I think as
start.
Yeah, I think as long as they are, using the proceeds to go back into the game, then I think it's only a good thing, if that's what they're doing, though.
Indeed. So that was the end of. Oh, that's an interesting topic. And now we move on to the next feature, called Marshmallow for a WoW Fellow.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, have you got your marshmallows ready?
So, we're going to do the student radio cliche thing of shoving marshmallows in our mouths until we can't speak. And we're going to take it in turns, and the one who gets the most marshmallows wins. Proesie,
Hello.
you're going to go first.
Okay, I haven't even thought of a word to give
No.
you yet.
Well, just think of one whilst you're shoving marshmallows in your mouth.
Okay.
Right. So, this is a word. So, what's going to happen is we're going to count how many marshmallows Proesie is going to put in her mouth.
Yep.
And then she's going to say the word that I give her each time she puts one in, so we have a measurement of her progress.
Yes.
Her progress. Okay. Right. So, are you ready for number one?
I am.
Right, your word to say is Syndragosa, which is a word we're going to use in the next feature. Okay?
Oh, that
Can
sounds
you
like
say it?
something from Harry Potter.
It's not. But yes.
It does, doesn't it?
It is magical, so.
Syndragosa.
Syndragosa.
Okay.
So you said that normally.
Yep.
Go on, say it.
Syndragosa.
Okay. Marshmallow number. I'm going to record the amount of marshmallows you have.
Okay.
So, number one, go.
Syndragosa.
Oh my god, that already sounds...
It's a really big marshmallow.
You're supposed to be saying it. You're supposed to be very eloquent with it.
Syndragosa.
Very good.
It's a big marshmallow.
So that's one. And two.
Syndragosa.
Okay. Three.
Syndragosa.
Oh, I can just hear a lot of disgusting mouth sounds. Can you go a bit further back from the mic?
Yeah.
What you got? Is that three?
Yep.
Okay, four.
Hang on.
Oh god. You do four.
Syndragosa.
Oh, nice. Starting to sound like a murloc a bit. So that's 4 and 5.
Syndragosa.
Oh god. You only got 5. You got so many. We bought 2 packs each. 5. Go 6.
Syndragosa.
Nice. 7. Come on, I want to get to 20.
Syndragosa.
Nice. Okay, 7. How are you feeling?
Mm.
Oh yeah? Should we have an interesting debate? Do you want to talk some more about the human female models?
Mm.
Okay, 8. Go. Yeah. What? What did you say, sorry? Very good, 8. Right. Let's go for 9. I can't. Hey, what did you say in there?
It's out.
Oh,
I was going to choke.
So 8.
Oh god, that looks disgusting.
Yeah, choking wouldn't be a good feature for the podcast.
No. These are massive marshmallows. They're ridiculous.
That's what she said.
Yes.
Shouldn't have said marshmallows. Then
Sorry.
That would have worked. Right.
Oh, my hands are covered in it now. Minging.
That is what she said. Right. Okay, so you have to give me a word and I'll start with the marshmallows.
And I will record them. Okay. So your phrase is Cinderkitten.
Oh, that's K. K is going to be hard with
It is.
full of marshmallow. Right.
So have you got your marshmallows ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Please put the first marshmallow in your mouth.
Okay, have you started your tally?
I have. Oh no! First of all, say Cinderkitten.
No,
Normally.
I got one in now.
Okay.
And Cinderkitten.
Oh, see, that
Yes.
sounds a bit weird. Okay, so number 2.
Number 2. Let's go. Cinderkitten.
See, they're quite big, aren't they?
Yes.
Number 3.
Every time you say something like that, I just want to say that's what she said.
I
That's all
know.
I'm thinking. Right. Number 3. I'm going for the cheek tactic. Cinderkitten.
Cinderkitten. Okay. Number 4.
Let's go. Easy. I'm gonna get to 30. Right, Cinderkitten. That's 4.
Oh, that's sounding a bit full now, though.
I look like
Chipmunk.
a human hamster child thing.
That sounds lovely.
Mm.
Oh,
Oh,
number
that's cool.
5.
5. Oh,
Starting to get a bit full now.
I've had to put it on my tongue.
Oh dear, don't choke.
It's Cinderkitten.
Oh, that's sounding really full now. How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling good.
Yeah? You sure?
I'm gonna go double.
You're gonna do 10.
I'm gonna go double.
Double. Okay, number 6.
That's it. Cinderkitten.
Oh, see? Getting very full. Okay, let's go for number 7.
Mm-hmm. Cinderkitten.
And you were skitting me. Oh, I only got 8. Right. Go to number 8.
Easy.
Easy?
Right.
Oh, that sounded horrible. You're actually choking.
Okay. Cinderkitten.
Can you go another one?
Yeah.
You reckon you could go another one?
Supposed to 3.
No way. Okay, go on. Number 9.
No. No. No.
Can you actually put it in?
That's what she said.
Oh, naughty.
Cinderkitten.
Oh, as if you did 9.
Okay, I'm going 6.
Go on, you've got to do 10 because you did say double at 5, so.
Too late.
You only did 9?
9.
Oh, that's so annoying. I couldn't have done one more though. Azmo's the winner. No, not
Yes,
fair.
we should do something like that, or like contest, some sort of contest every week.
I think we should definitely.
But
So
you have to fix it so that I win, or I'll throw a tantrum.
yeah, I know what your tantrums are like.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
But 1-0 to Azmo.
Boom.
Ta-da!
Right. So, reason we use Syndragosa in that is because I'm going to use it in the next feature.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yes,
Are you ready?
I am.
The next feature is called Dazzling Lore Nuggets.
Oh, nuggets.
Yes. And in this feature, we're just gonna each week talk about a different piece of lore that is interesting, and even if it's not interesting, you can just use it to impress your geeky WoW mates and just go, actually, that lore is incorrect and blah blah blah.
Exactly.
Yes.
Be a know-it-all.
Yeah. So you can sound really clever and get bullied.
No.
So, right, Sindragosa. Do you know who that is?
No.
Right, it's the skeleton dragon that in the yeah.
Yes, I do remember you were telling me about her.
Yeah.
It's really sad.
In the Wrath of the Lich King trailer, he gets her out with his sword, stabs it into the ice, and then the undead dragon flies free. And that dragon originally, when it was alive, Sindragosa, her name, was one of the blue dragonflight, one of the five dragon flights, and she was someone's assistant or something,
assistant, a dragon assistant.
Ones. Yeah, like deputy.
Yeah.
Deputy dragon.
Right hand man.
And in the War of the Ancients, the first battle in recorded history of Azeroth, the dragonflights were fighting off the Burning Legion, and then Neltharion, which is Deathwing, he started going crazy. He was a good guy, and then he started to turn bad, and they were all fighting him off because he was a well-powerful dragon.
Mm-hmm.
And they managed to... I think the blue dragonflight played a big part in taking him down. And Sindragosa, she was battling with her mate Malagos, which was the leader of the blue dragonflight, but she got heavily injured in battle, and I think Deathwing, as he was just sort of ripping apart, he did flame breath everywhere and got Sindragosa really badly, and she was hurt so bad that she flew over to a place called Dragonblight. You know Dragonblight?
Isn't that the place dragons go to die?
Yes. It's in Northrend. It's that place where we go do that instance once a week.
Mm-hmm.
And that means nothing to the listeners, but, it's just for us.
Yeah.
And, went there to die, and there's a special place that they go there, but she couldn't quite make it to the actual place, even though she was all tired and trying really hard. And then, so she died in the howling wind and the freezing cold, and it just made her hate everything, because she sort of died with so much suffering.
Mm.
And when she was resurrected by the Lich King, she brought that with her, and that's why she's such a big baddie.
It's really sad.
Yes.
I liked her before all that.
Yeah.
Feel sorry for her.
I think it's sort of like the one we ride around in Azeroth now.
Yeah, we've got her as a mount.
I don't know if it's actually her.
No, I think it's just a replica of her.
But it looks cool.
It does.
Right, so that feature was dazzling lore nuggets. Okay. So let's move on to the next feature, which is called... Have you got it written down?
I haven't.
Okay, well, it's called Hey, I like that song. I'm going to add it to my playlist.
Yes, it is. It is that time.
Which track are we talking about?
Okay, so this track... this track.
Hello.
So this week, our track of the week is called Full Circle, and that's by Half Moon Run. You've probably already heard of this track. It's actually featured on Assassin's Creed Black Flag advert.
On the trailer,
yes. And the album is called Dark Eyes, and they're a Canadian band, and they are wicked.
Yes. They do these cool harmonies, and they're on... people from America won't know, but Radio 1 is sort of the main radio station here, and they have this thing called the Live Lounge, and Half Moon Run came and performed in the Live Lounge, and it was perfect. The way they did it, it sounded exactly like the recorded version, and they do these really complicated 3-part harmonies.
Yeah.
Which they were saying makes the sound really distinctive, and it's just a nice like relaxing one to listen to as you like farming or whatever, and then you just keep listening to it until you hate it. So
Yeah, well, I was listening to it when I was leveling. I was just running around a forest, had no idea what I was doing, but I had a really nice song on, so it was all okay. So add it to your playlist.
yes, so that feature was, hey, I like that song, I'm gonna add it to my playlist. So next feature, and this is the one that we're going to draw the show to a close with, and it's called, well, let's explain a bit about it first.
Yeah.
It's, you know, when you're like tanking, or maybe your DPS, you got a bit lazy because, you know, you're eating ice cream on the side or whatever.
Or you're healing and you accidentally killed someone,
Yes.
let someone
And then-
die.
And then some idiot comes in and starts slagging you off and making you look bad. So we've come up with a way so that you can come back with a really, you know, witty comeback and just like strike them down
Hell yeah.
with your word hammer.
Yes.
Yeah. So each week we're going to think of things to say back to them, pre-prepare them. Some would say that takes a bit of the coolness out. You're replying back to them with pre-prepared insults. It's not really cool, is it?
But hey, we're not trying to make
they don't
you
know.
argue with people online, but sometimes there's that really annoying person in your group or in your dungeon and you all hate them,
Yes.
and they're just being really annoying and they're really insulting, so you just want to, you know, whip him with a really cool trash talk
Yes.
and win.
So yeah, you know, put this into, you know, Microsoft Word, whatever or, you know, like Apple Word, whatever they have for Apple, and, you know, just copy and paste it into your chat. So for the first example of what to say, say you've done something wrong, and then someone's like, "Oh, what you doing? You're the worst player ever." You say, "Oh, apologies for that. I was occupied by my being engaged in intercourse with your mother and or current female guardian that you share an emotional bond with." Yeah?
Yes?
No?
No, that's too mean.
But no, because, you know, it's being clear. It's using the Queen's English,
It is, but yeah.
you know, and you tell him that you're doing his mum.
Yeah, and
That-
you were
'cause it's
occupied.
general.
Yeah,
It's general.
I guess
so
you were
it
occupied.
applies to all situations. It doesn't matter if you're occupied. You know, like he's being mean to you. You know, you come back with, you know, I've done your mum. Works in all situations.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
Good. How many you got for me?
none.
You haven't got one.
I'm not good at insulting people. I don't think. Normally, when somebody says something bad about me,
but that's what
I
this
just
is about.
cry.
We've got to think. We've got to think of them so other people don't have to.
Well, I need some time to think about this. You should do another one.
Oh god. Right. Okay. Well, so we got one. So it's apologies for that. I was occupied by my being engaged in intercourse with your mother and or current female guardian, you know, because maybe, you know, they haven't got a mum. Which is really bad, because then you're...
It's really mean.
Yeah. It's because they haven't got a mum, but you're saying that you're going to do whoever's looking after him. And you have to specify that, you know, you have to share an emotional bond with them, because if you're saying, you know, you're doing someone who they don't care about, they're not going to care. So you have to specify. The other one is short but simple. You ready?
Yeah.
So they're all insulting you, like, "Hey, why are you not taunting?" You go, "Sorry, I don't speak, knobhead." Huh?
Yeah.
You know, like the language.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't speak knobhead.
Yes.
Boom.
Because
Oh, and then they're like, oh no, oh, he just insulted me. Maybe I should change my ways.
maybe. I think, yeah.
Yes. There you go. So, that was your Azerothian mother feature, yeah?
Yes.
That's what we're calling it from now on, because it's like your mama, but in Azeroth. Right, so your Azerothian mother, that was the last feature. We would read out emails and Twitter stuff at this stage, but
We don't have any.
and we probably never will. So let's just say thanks for listening, and if you want to follow us, we're on Twitter. What else are we on, Proesie?
We are on Facebook. We have our own website, so you can just type it into Google. You'll find us. And we are on YouTube. We've got quite a few guides on there as well.
Videos.
So.
The WoW Tea Party. Everything.
Exactly.
It's the future.
Yes.
So thank you for listening.
Thank you. See you next week.